Alright, hello, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So, we did have, relatively speaking, not too long ago, a few hours ago at this point, the EZA details for AGL Kid Gohan did drop. So I've already done the full breakdown, defense calc video. I am very much a fan of this character. I've been waiting for this guy's EZA for so long, it feels like, since he was able to EZA last year. This is one of my favorite cards ever. And one of my most anticipated EZAs of all time. I really do think so. When this guy came out, 2021, a lot of those 2021 cards were just on, like, borrowed time. Because when that red zone meta power creep hit for the first time with the 7th anniversary, it aged out. I mean, if you weren't there, like I get, something like, GDC power creep this year has felt, for some people pretty rough. I've enjoyed it, but I can definitely see why people would not like it. Imagine having, I don't know how much percentage of the game got power creep the GDC. But I mean, the 7th anniversary meta, I mean, practically power crept like 99% of the game, unironically. There were few and like characters that could just stand up to it. This EZA, or rather, AGL Kid Gohan, before his EZA, back then, he was one of the cards that I found very helpful in the Red Zone meta. I really enjoyed this guy. There was another card like Tech Gogeta survived into that meta, or like EZA Super 17. There wasn't a lot of cards, though. You had to be like a defensive powerhouse, essentially. So I've really enjoyed this guy. I've been really looking forward to his EZA. He looks amazing. Now, what we have here is the 55% calcs. I do already have them done. I will say, just at the start here, this is a character that has an insanely high defensive stat. And you can really tell when he's the difference between Rainbow and not. Because with AGL, right, if you aren't aware, I suppose I should say, I'll just keep this on this screen while I explain this. The different types actually get. I know there's a lot of like unexplained systems within the game. The different types do get different stats from the hidden potential system. So like int gets 5,000 across the board, and I'm not gonna pretend I know all of them. But actually, hold on. No, I might. I believe it's physical and strength at Rainbow. So everyone at 55% gets 2,000 extra stats. However, at Rainbow, you will then have a total of 4,600 if you're physical or strength, 5,000 if you're int, and then AGL and tech get 5,400. So they sort of like bounce it around like that, where certain cards, int's the only one that has 5,000 across the board, but some will have like 5,400 HP or 4,600 attack, or however you want to like whatever type it is. Like they get differing buffs essentially. AGL, I mean 5,400 from the defense. So the difference from this guy being 55% to Rainbow is actually pretty massive, especially considering that for the most part, most of this guy's stats are phase 1. In total, he has 474%. I believe it is. Yeah, it's 474% total. So he has that phase 1, and then phase 2, he has 73%. He has this 15%, and then he has 58%. And then from then on, it's just either when you have his active skill up, or when you have like stacks, and that's like all of his defense. So this is a character where, I mean, I say this for every character, but especially a character like this, which is just pretty much all phase 1 and defense stacks. The raw stats do really matter. So there is a pretty massive difference between Rainbow and 55%. I mean, we're only making up to 1.6 mil here, and if I just go up to Gohan up here, right? I mean, this is 2.1. We're talking a 500,000 difference, and this is a character that stacks, right? So, I mean, when we look at the second turn, right? I do have the first part of the third sort of scenario in here, but in 2.4 right here, and if we go up here, I mean, he's getting a 3.2. So the difference between this guy at 55% and Rainbow is going to be massive, and the further in you get, the more apparent it will become. So that is worth throwing out. You know, if you don't have this guy, should you red coin him? I don't know. I do think he should be very, very good against like pretty much all the tough fights, honestly. I mean, I'll have to try him in action, of course, but I really do think on like Daima Goku's team, he should be like a very tremendous asset against like all the tough fights. Because the thing is, I mean, even if you take some damage with him, or like Daima Vegeta as your slot one on the other rotation is how I imagine it. Well, guess what? You know, you just use this guy's active, and then all allies get 20% active skill phase defense for 2 turns, and he gets like guard again, and it's the heal. It's his active is very crazy. So I really think you probably won't have that many issues getting wins with this team, with him in slot one. At least, I mean, 55%. I mean, this is him 55% in his absolute best case scenario here, 3.9. I mean, if I go up to Rainbow, right, we're talking 5.1, nearly 5.2. So the difference, it just grows more and more and more massive. And like, this is a level of defense, you know, guard, 58% damage reduction, that can handle slot one, you know, against like a fully built up Rose. Down here, well, I mean, maybe. We'll obviously have to test it in action, but he at least has a really decent chance. When we talk about down here, though, 55%, it's a lot more rough. So if you have not managed to get this guy with dupes, or you don't have this guy at all, I don't know if I'd say red coining him, but if you do have him pretty much maxed out, you know, if you want to put some like raw defense equips on him as well, I think this guy will be a tremendous asset. I really do. Especially like on that Daima 4Q team, it's just nuts. And while I did not calc this, so you can see no death from links. Technically speaking, I suppose I should have pulled this up. One of his 220 leads, you know, the new. I don't have these guys. That's not why I didn't do the calcs though. It's just because he's clearly meant to help Daima 4Q's team with this sort of demonic power restriction. Although he does get it next to this card. So you would have to run, you know, obviously double these guys. And I mean, if you're running Gohan version or Goten and Trunks, I mean, he's still going to have, um, you know, the demonic power restriction. I will say, next to Gohan specifically, he will have all in the family as well. 20% defense. I did not include any defense links in any of my calcs because, you know, I imagine him next to Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Obviously, he doesn't have any defense links with him. But I mean, if you're on like the, you know, Goten and Trunks version of this team as well, I mean, the 20% active skill phase, it's going to be pretty tremendous, especially because this is a phase 2 buff right here. Like, you could easily make AGL Kid Gohan. I think he sort of is meant to be a slot 1 character, given this buff. But realistically, I mean, you only need to get this like 1 turn, and then you're good to not get it. He would work tremendously on this team. There's like one problem with this team, though. You know, Hybrid Saiyan Youth Defender of Justice. Kid Gohan does have a unit super where he does get a decent bit extra value from a defense stack. I mean, defense stacks do so much for this guy. So, to be fair, I guess it's not, I don't know. This is 50% raise. This is a 30% raise. So, when you're talking difference of 20%, I mean, he'd be fine probably, especially with all the active skill buffs and everything on this team, but it is worth throwing out that he would not have the unit super. But he should still look very tremendous on this team. I really do think so. So I think they did a very... I'm very happy with it. You know, I've been waiting for this guy, and I think they did a splendid job with him. I cannot wait to use him in game. We do actually already know when he's going to come out. Well, it's not on Dokkan info, as you can see. Well, actually, this isn't how I'd pull it up. I'd pull it up here, schedule. As you can see, the data download has not yet happened. I mean, tonight, I think it should be tonight, at least the data download should happen. There we'll also get the details for the equips for the manga characters. So I'll have to do a fresh batch of defense calcs for all those guys. Hopefully they're really crazy with the defense calcs or equips. I presume defense equips. I mean, the event does appear to be somewhat of an RNG event to get equipped, so I'm not really sure. That doesn't sound the best, but I mean, hey, we'll have to see how it works. But we do know what time this guy is coming out already. If I just pop on over to, let me find it real quick. It shouldn't take too long. It's on the third page here. Yes, okay. So if I scroll down, it's in here already. We've known about this since the celebration started. 11:05, 11 p.m. So right now it's November 4th, 5:53 a.m. my time. So he should be out in, what would it be? 36 hours and 6 minutes, I think. Or no, it'd be, because it's about to be 6 a.m. Hold on. Math hard. Uh, Another. Fuck. What would it be? Um, it would be 41 hours. Would it be 41 hours? I think it'd be roughly like 41 hours. 40 hours. Something like that. I don't know. Math hard. Just looking at the clock like that. But anyway, I mean that's a vague ballpark of how far off it is. I think you get the idea. So anyway, he'll be coming. The manga characters will be releasing their banner, the equips, everything. There's going to be a lot of stuff upcoming. Very exciting period we're in for the game here. But real quick, I'll just scroll through these again. I do like to do the 55%. I only started doing this recently, relatively, but I do look to get the 55% calcs in for characters as well. I mean, even if it's an older character like this that's been out for a while, for example, like EZA Tech Gohan, the movie hero, one that from GDC. I mean, I only have him 55%. I've been playing for years and years and years. Especially if you started more recently. I mean, there's a lot of these characters that have just not been on banners for years, and you're just not going to have them at all. So I do like to, show that there is going to be a difference, obviously, between Rainbow and 55%. I really, really like him at Rainbow. At 55%, I mean, it's a lot more questionable. But, just load him up with defense equips would be my advice. But, that's just my opinion, I guess. Build him how you want. But he's definitely meant to be a defensive support god. But yeah, we're gonna end this one here. I just want to get these out real quick. I would do these later on in the day, take some time between doing the breakdown and such. But I was just so excited to do these that I wanted to get them out now. So we're gonna end this one here. Let me know what you guys are thinking of Gohan. I cannot wait for him to drop and do the showcase and everything. Definitely going to have to get a defense stack in with him, but I'm a little. So all of the manga characters I want to do stacking videos for as well. So I mean, there's 5 of them. There's gonna be a lot. It's there because I'm gonna be doing these in the fucking like November, into December essentially, and then I'll get back to other characters. I don't know if I'll take a break in between them, but anyway, before I keep yapping, let me end this one here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.